Hi, I'm Rod Murray. Welcome to Rod's Good News AI Club. These short videos are the highlights from the monthly AI club that I lead in our active 55 plus community outside of Philadelphia. And they're also a new feature of the Good newsletter. We explore practical, easy to use AI tools, what they're good at, where they fall short, and simple ways to try them in everyday life. A quick reminder for anything medical, financial, or legal, always verify with a trusted professional. AI is a terrific brainstorming partner, but you stay in the driver's seat. Now, here's this month's highlights.
So let's dive into a really cool story about how a local community club full of curious learners started exploring artificial intelligence. They really wanted to get past all the hype and figure out, what can this stuff actually do for me? And what they found, from planning trips to bringing old photos back to life, it's pretty amazing. The whole thing kicked off with this perfectly ironic moment. They asked an AI to summarize one of their meetings, and it completely whiffed on the most human, most incredible part of the whole get-together. A demo that was all about preserving precious family memories. And that one little mistake, it perfectly set the stage for their whole mission. This group, many of them over 55, decided, okay, forget the headlines. Let's find out for ourselves what this technology is really good for in our actual lives. So we're going to follow along on their journey. We'll look at the practical stuff, some really important warnings they discovered, and of course, those genuinely amazing moments that made them go, wow. All right, let's start where most of us would, right? With all the practical, day-to-day things where these new tools can actually be a huge help. So, for example, when someone was trying to plan a golf trip to Scotland, they noticed that different AIs kind of have their own personalities. Gemini was like a ready-to-go travel agent, just spitting out structured plans right from the start. Others, well, you had to coax the information out of them a bit more. And the wins started piling up pretty fast. They used AI for all sorts of things, from deep research on urban planning to solving that age-old question, what can I possibly make for dinner with what's in my freezer? It could even whip up specific recipes, like low carb or for the air fryer, just like that. Okay, so next, the club moved on to something a bit more serious, health. And this is where they learned a crucial lesson. When the stakes get higher, the quality of AI advice can be all over the map. And that discovery led them to what they decided was their number one most important rule. For anything that really matters, we're talking health, finances, legal advice, you have got to verify the information. Don't just trust it blindly. Here's a perfect example. Someone asked for advice on exercises for a herniated disc. The paid version of ChatGPT gave much, much safer advice. See, it started with clear warnings, it laid out the exercises in stages, it even said what to avoid, and included links to videos. Those are critical details other AIs just skipped right over. But maybe the biggest aha moment came from a totally different kind of tool. This one doesn't search the whole internet. Instead, it becomes an expert on whatever documents you give it. Okay, this is seriously cool. A club member uploaded their homeowners association guide, those super dense, jargon-filled books, and in just a few moments, the AI didn't just answer questions about it, it automatically created this simple visual summary you're looking at right now. I mean, think about the time that saves. And immediately you could just see the light bulbs going off for everyone. People were thinking, wow, I could feed it a family memoir to pull out key dates, or I could get help with a complex science paper. It could even summarize a textbook and make flashcards for you. The possibilities are just huge. But look, this tech isn't just about being productive. As the club found out, it can be a really powerful tool for connecting with people, for creativity, and for holding on to the things that matter most to us. And that brings us right back to that incredible demo that the AI summary completely missed. Members just watched, totally amazed, as a small, grainy, black and white photo of a relative was transformed right before their eyes into a sharp, vibrant, high-resolution color picture. It was like breathing new life into an old memory. And of course, they had some fun with it too. They asked different AIs to write holiday poems. ChatGPT and Gemini gave them nice, classic, festive stuff. But then Grok came up with something so chaotic and edgy that it had the whole room roaring with laughter. So, after all these experiments, from the really serious to the just plain silly, they managed to boil it all down to a few key ideas for using these tools safely in a world that's changing so fast. So here they are, the 3 essential rules of the road they came up with. Number 1, Verify anything important. We can't say that enough. 2. Go in and actively manage your privacy settings. Don't just trust the defaults. And 3. If the answer really matters, get a second opinion from a different AI. And following these rules is getting more important every single day. Why? Because this isn't some niche hobby anymore. To give you some idea of the scale we're talking about, ChatGPT alone had over 900 million downloads last year. That is just staggering. And that rule about comparing AIs, well, it's getting easier and more important because it is a full-on race now. You can see ChatGPT is out in front, but you've got major players like Google and Anthropic coming up fast. And for us, that competition just means more choices and faster improvements. This crazy competition means that these tools are a moving target. The club realized pretty quickly that what an AI can do this month might be totally different from what it can do next month. It really makes you realize how important it is to keep playing and keep learning. So how do we even know which one is best? Well, the developers are coming up with new ways to test them. Instead of just abstract puzzles, new tests like this GPT-Val thing actually measure how well an AI performs on real-world tasks, like drafting an email or summarizing a report, to see how useful they actually are. Which really brings it all back to what matters most. The club's next project is so telling about where this is all going. They're going to scan old handwritten family letters to see if an AI can make them searchable. I mean, just stop and think about that for a second. What if you could ask your great-grandmother's letters about her journey? This isn't just about technology anymore. It's about connecting our own personal past to a really, really exciting future.
Code and creation, a digital sphere, the future of